I don't see nothing. There's no count up. I don't know what you're talking. Good evening, everybody. Wait a minute. Jimmy Palumbo off to a false start to start the game.
5-yard penalty.
I still think I think somebody moved on that line, but I definitely made contact here. The beginning part of the fine show number 206, Jimmy Palumbo Show, coming to you live. Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to another smooth opening, of course, of the Jimmy Palumbo Show. I lead the league in offsides on the first play of scrimmage because I still haven't figured out this computer crap. And I got some of my friends and fans chiming in. Technical difficulties, as always. It's not on Dave Sturgio. It's not on Job Sports. It's
Never.
on Jimmy Palumbo.
Never on us.
Sometimes it is. Sometimes a little jump off sides a little bit there. Of course, earlier before we went on, Dave had his daughter on, which is great. She should be the co-host of the show, be more entertaining. Half a day here at Shea. I don't know if my daughter has half a day. Maybe she does. I don't even know it. And look at that fat bastard. Ladies and gentlemen, those of you listening, he couldn't wait to do this. If you're listening on the radio, on the podcast network, Dave just put a massive chocolate-covered donut with sprinkles on it in his mouth. Now I'm hungry now. Those are so good, aren't they?
My daughter brought me home because she had a half day.
That's great. That's great.
My wife took her for Fat Tuesday or whatever it's called, Mardi Gras.
Fat
So
Tuesday.
she promised it's a Fat Tuesday day, Jay.
Everybody, I've been fat on Tuesdays for a long time now. Here,
Every Tuesday's a Fat Tuesday.
Yeah, that's right. But this is the show number 206 here. And I can't believe we've done 206 of these programs. And of course, the Cleet Boyer family is excited here.
What?
Cleet Boyer, a big-time Yankee back in the 30s. And of course, you had Joe Gordon, another Yankee from the 50s. I don't know who. I just mentioned two people that I don't think any of my fans know. But I
didn't even know what the hell you were talking about. But then
Cleet Boyer, and Joe Gordon they were very good Yankees back in the day, big time, all-stars, no doubt about it. And of course, Mickey Mantle wore number 6 in 1951 briefly. I don't know why that is. I had to look into that with my brother. It was probably his rookie year, I think 51 might have been. And then, of course, you got all-time favorite Steve Sachs. And you've got your friend and mine, Joe Torre, show number 206. And, of course, I just read his book. He was a famous Yankee in the 70s, Mr. Roy White, Mr. Versatility. People don't realize how good he acted.
Roy White. Oh, my God.
Roy White was really good. And then, of course, you got more famous guys like Ali Haji Sheik, kicker for the Giants. And you got, of course, the punter for your dad, Chris Jones, on the Dallas Cowboys.
He was called the punt-to-shirt.
Yeah.
Because he made one big hit on a Lions defender, like returning a kick. You know, it's like gets by all he's got the punter left to beat. And man, Chris Jones, he
laid him out.
And I was like, oh, I didn't even see that one coming.
And of course, you got Rutgers' finest, Ray. Look, you fat bastard!
I can't eat it all in one shot, and I haven't eaten anything all day.
Ray Lucas.
No.
Everybody acts like he's the greatest thing ever. I was at all the games. I don't remember.
He's a family friend, bro. Tread lightly.
Listen, I would not tread lightly. Listen, I love the guy, but still, I love all Rutgers players. But please, this is the worst show ever. Anybody listening should turn it over. Because first of all, Dave Sturgio is eating donuts, and then he just put a giant jug of water, which is going to have chocolate all on the rim now.
Shit, I didn't realize that.
Oh, here at Shea. But Ray Lucas was just okay at Rutgers. Everybody acts like he was this great thing. But he definitely, listen, you make the NFL, became Parcells' guy. Good for him. He had some personal issues, and he overcame them, which is awesome. And he's coaching now.
Coaching Harrison High, bro.
Harrison High here, they probably
My father's alma mater.
Okay, what'd they do last year? Nobody knows.
Nobody fucking knows. No, I do know my dad's, I think my dad
somebody
played
Google
either corner or safety. I think it was safety, but yeah, he was a Harrison High football player.
I don't see a Sturgio playing corner.
Blue tie. Listen, nobody saw Jason Stehorn playing corner either.
Oh, my God. But,
or Cooper DeJean as part of the exciting whites, according to Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, so that's it. Ray Lucas, God bless him. This
Downplaying.
this is going to be the most disorganized show. I have really nothing to say, and I have a lot to say. I don't know, for some reason, doing my research and prep, I sucked. I couldn't put it all together. So I may come out of nowhere with different stuff. But I think the most important thing, when you do the baseball card segment, which I do now, and every now and then you get a player that like everybody knows. It's Michael Jordan's brother, Ricky Jordan. And he's not Michael Jordan's brother. He's just a guy named Ricky Jordan. And again, this guy is another classic guy that I love to talk about because Ricky Jordan played with the Phillies most of his career. And guess what his birthday is, Dave? Can you guess his birthday? His birthday is on today. May 26th, 1965. Now, do you know who also has a birthday May 26th, 1965?
Not Chris Gucci, but he's still the same day. One Jimmy Palumbo.
That's right. Can you believe this is why I do. First of all, I wish I got paid $1 million a show because this would be why I should be on a network with no ratings because you grab a random card, okay, which on one eBay, it's worth $75. This is rookie year card. You grab the card. It's Ricky Jordan. Never heard of him. Maybe some Philly people do. And all of a sudden, you look at birthday, May 26, 1965. It's the same birthday as me. Unbelievable. I was born in Rahway Hospital here, Rahway's finest. And I turned the big 6-0 this year. So does he. But Ricky Jordan, he was a first-round pick, 22nd pick in the draft. It's unbelievable. Baseball is, as many players as there are, baseball might be the hardest thing. They draft every year like 7,000 guys and only 3 play. But he played from 1988 to 1994. He'd be making at least $20 million a year because his lifetime batting average was .281, 55 home runs, 592 hits, 10 stolen bases. So he was like slow too. With the 1989, he played a full season, about .285, 12 home runs, 75 RBIs. And then he just started to suck after that. Everybody was so fired up about him that he was going to be great and he just didn't deliver. 92, he batted .304. He played half the games. Postseason, 0 for 1. He 2 for 10 in the World Series. They lost to Toronto. But there you go. Now, matter of fact, I always tell this Joe Carter story. My cousin Joey had his 30th birthday party at a restaurant. Surprise. And he invited his buddy, big time Philly fan, to come. And he came to the event, and we set up a little TV in the corner, huge Philly fan. And he had to, while he was celebrating his buddy's birthday and drinking and eating, he had to watch.
I wouldn't go. I wouldn't go.
Well, you're not a good friend.
No, right. I guess I'm a shitty friend.
You're a shitty friend.
Like my buddy Greg right now, I tell you right now, my buddy Greg is probably on the cusp of maybe a proposal somewhere down the line. He's got a great girlfriend, right? He knows that.
They're all great with their girlfriend.
And he's my best friend. So, if he puts it out there and he's like, oh, man, I'm going to get married on, it just so happens to be like week 7 of the NFL or something like that.
You're not going to go to his wedding.
I'm going to skip that shit. You're out. Sorry.
Listen,
my dad got married in 09, remarried in 09. And
you didn't go to that?
No, I was there. I was in the wedding. No, but I'm saying he got married on a Sunday. The Cowboys played at 4:25 that day, and it was like a 1:00 afternoon wedding, right? So we got home at 5:30 and put the game on.
First of all, is your wife friendly with this new girlfriend?
My wife with her?
Yeah.
I don't think they've met yet.
Oh, okay.
We don't really frequent out
because then he's not really your best friend. Otherwise, are not.
Dude, I've known the kid since freshman year of high school.
He's your best friend. He's going to get married. You're going to blow him off if he gets married on a day.
Obviously, I'm kidding.
You know what? I don't think you are.
No, he's the kind of guy. He's the kind of guy who's going to come out you turned 60 this year. I turned 40 this year. So
20-year difference.
20-year gap, and I can't believe that actually. Now that I said it out loud, I can't believe we're 20 years apart. Wow, you had a whole life before I was even born. That's insane.
20 years. I was only about 240 back then. I was like Henry Aaron. Anyway, came on late. Henry, I just compared myself to Hank.
Yeah, it really was such a terrible comparison.
Edit that out. See, we're live. See, everybody says the podcast. I listen to these podcasts and they're all edited, and you hear and they're all edited down.
Horrible.
This
I
is
hate
fucking
that.
live, so everybody can go fuck themselves. Here in Shay.
Hear that live, right?
Here we go. A little cursing here. No, this guy was known as Cool Pop. I got to get through Ricky Jordan first.
Cool Pop.
But of course, it said that he hit a home run in his first. You're totally going to agree with me on this. He hit a home run his first at bat, right? Major leagues. Okay. But then I was reading about it. They have it on video. All these things on video. But he walked his first time up, and that's not considered an at bat.
No, then that doesn't count.
It doesn't count, right?
It doesn't count. No, I don't give a shit what they say on the stat sheet. Your first at bat was a walk.
Yeah,
that's it.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
I was like totally like, oh, what a shitty thing that is. Like, anybody who disagrees with me, oh no, it's not an official bullshit. You walk up, your parents are in the stands, you walk up there, and you lay off a 3-2 slider, and you walk.
I'm going to ask you a softball question since you're a local legend in the game of softball. What what would you say to somebody who walks in slow pitch softball?
I tell it all the time. My brother plays once every 8 years. When we played, he would show up for a game. We'd be up. We were up 9-1 in a game in the 6th inning. My brother, I put him in the game. He shows up. I said, "Right, get in that bat." He draws a walk on a 3-2, and the ball missed the plate by like a centimeter, and he like threw the bat down, kind of jogged the first. I go, I'm like, Frank, what are you doing? You play softball once every 4 years. You draw one. He's like, no, the guy didn't give me anything to hit.
Anything to hit. It's like
don't even get. Listen, you cannot even get me started.
I'm with you.
The average. I played softball for 700 years. Okay, I lead the league, and I lead everyone in hits, at bats, different leagues. I played in co-ed leagues. I'm all over it. I would say the average pitch count at my at bats
2
is under 2. If I saw the first pitch, I was going. You know why? Because in softball, you get late in the count on especially unlimited arc.
You
start to panic. I was like, first pitch, I'm ripping it. I don't care.
No,
I totally. 100%. And of course, your friend and mine, Craig Mashad of Absolute Eyewear, he tended to want to work the count, and by doing that, he leads all softball players in America.
I think our first softball game was Chop Sports. Chris did that. Like he was just like waiting for something to hit. He's looking. I'm like, you know how embarrassing it is to draw a backwards K in the scoreboard.
I remember it was my buddy Hank Hodak. A ball dropped dead center. Like it hit. It couldn't. If you draw, if scientists
completely up,
it hit like the dead center of home plate. So there was no doubt it was. Bang. He just tossed the bat. Yeah, I agree with you. But you don't walk in softball, and you also that's why some leagues it counts 1-1 to start. So anyway, that doesn't count. He also is famous for hitting a 3 home run in a game that ended at 4:40 a.m. in San Diego late at night, and there was still fans there. It's crazy. And of course they won.
4:40 a.m. Like what?
Yeah, it was a double header, and it was rain delays, and they just kept on going. The game kept on going.
So it was people were having their morning coffee on the East Coast. They're like,
there we go.
Is the highlights from last night? Like, no, it's the 18th.
I think they changed the rule. There's some rules that you can't play after a certain time. I love that shit. But anyway, he was known as a good pinch hitter. And of course, Ricky Jordan, I can't find anything on him. I looked everywhere.
I got to say, he's probably got a car dealership or some shit like that.
It's funny you say that because there's another guy, football player, Ricky Jordan, out of the Georgia area. He does own a car dealership. So
there you go. See?
I don't know. But that's it. That's our baseball player of the day. But more importantly, today, very special day in the Palumbo household. Maybe sad day. My father was born on March 4th, 1932. Passed away 7 years ago. So him and his twin brother, my Uncle Henry, were born on this day, March 4th. So we'll always have a special March 4th between the Gehrig. That's why I'm wearing the Gehrig hat today. My dad's favorite player was number 4, Lou Gehrig. He was born on March 4th. Obviously, his twin brother was born. My dad came out first, I think. He always used to say, that's my younger brother. 5 seconds out, born in the house. Back in Corona, New York.
Did your uncle live longer than your father?
About 7-8 months later on.
Wow, that close?
Yeah. That close.
Wow.
Yeah. They were 85 when they both passed. Maybe my dad was 84 and Mark Hank was 85 by the time. But yeah, 85, I think they were. And, they were... if you lived in the Colonia area, you know who the twins were. They were active in the church. They had Corona construction. which has a funny connotation now with pandemic, but they just were great. Two of them were cute as hell.
Great documentary by TV35 too.
Yeah,
on those guys.
TV35, and the guy who produced it passed away, Harry Bernstein. A couple months ago, I mentioned him on the show. So March 4th, birthday, happy birthday in heaven, Dad. And now, of course, baseball season's coming around. There's definitely moments. My favorite, and I've said this on the air, so I'm repeating myself. I don't care. It's my show. My favorite thing is I'll be watching the Yankee game, and like Judge will get like a double down the line or something, and all of a sudden he'll break some kind of Yankee record, and then it'll be like, Judge gets his, 59th double on a Wednesday afternoon, whatever the hell it is. And all of a sudden, and he surpasses Lou Gehrig, who did it. Like, this guy still has records that are like, or they'll say like, his last triple, and of course now he moves up to 6th on the all-time, passing Lou Gehrig. This guy died in 1941. The Yankees are still surpassing his records. It's funny as hell. My dad always used to giggle at that. And he was the classic line. Jeter probably had, I'm going to say Jeter had about 2,200 hits. And Jeter slapped the base hit. My father looks at me and goes, "Hey, Jim, let me tell you something. This kid's a good hitter." I said, "Dad, really?"
the first 2,100 hits didn't tell you that?
And 3
he
rings.
He can see the ball. He can see that ball.
3 rings,
Yeah.
8th season. He's maybe one of the better players ever.
It's funny.
But anyway, happy birthday to Dad and my Uncle Henry. I love you both. I miss you. And which, of course, brings me to Patreon. Now, me and Dave had a brief conversation last week about Patreon. First of all, they're changing rules. I don't really understand it. Something about if you get the app on Apple, Apple takes the money away from me. I think you guys pay the same. I get paid less. I don't know. If you go to patreon.com, I don't think it does it that way.
Do it. If you're gonna sign up for Jimmy's Patreon, be sure to do it online, not to do it on a desktop. Don't do it via the mobile app, because
you get
Apple's trying to take.
It's crazy. Apple just takes a cut of that.
They just do. It's
every month they take a cut of it. It's crazy.
Welcome to the world. Yeah, you make $10. Like if somebody's paying you $10, you're getting 7 of it.
We're gonna be. It's crazy. We're going to be doing. We talked briefly. We're going to be talking more. We're going to be doing something with Patreon. We got to figure out some discounts at the my gorgeous new website, jimmypalumbo.com here at Shay. We got some merchandise, and we're going to have some. If you're I got to send an email out. All my Patreon members, they get a certain discount, which is fine. I got to make sure it's set up though on the Squarespace page with my One Bite Creative. Which I guess I can do that right now. So when you go to the website, don't forget One Bite Creative, set it all up. The guy's a website guy. He's a badass. Go talk to Brian. Go to onebitecreative.com for all your website needs here at Shay. And that's that. Of course, we're still mired. Now we're mired in a slump. Let's see. Wait, Tyson Hogan chiming in. Love your shirt, Jimmy. Oh, Dwayne Skydog. That's right. Tyson, I sent you stuff, right? Or you got shirts? Somebody ordered stuff. I don't remember. But of course, my Patreon members were mired. We're at 47, which Stephen Diddy's driving off the road that we're stuck at 47. Only he understands that, why 47 is important. And I want to give a shout out to Dave Ben, St. John Vianney guy. He texted me over the weekend, listened to shows on his way down from Massachusetts. And of course, Bobby Sheehan. And of course, your friend of mine from the Oscars, Pat Volkamer. I would have had Pat on last week. I didn't realize the Oscars were this week.
Thank God. We avoided that train wreck.
We may have him on next week.
To review all the fucking. I tell you what, I didn't see a goddamn lick of that. I don't know what won Best Picture.
Well, if you remember, early on the Jimmy Palumbo Show, I talked about a movie called Honora. Do you remember that?
Vaguely.
It won 4 awards. It won Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor. I knew it. I was like, this movie.
Is that what's this guy is in it?
All Russian guys and Mikey Madison.
Did what's this guy clean up again? That's the guy who was in The Pianist.
Brody won for Brutalist, Best Actor.
Okay.
And he talked a little too long. I didn't mind it. Give the guy a break. You win Best Actor.
Macaulay Culkin's brother had a great speech.
Yes, he was great.
Great.
He's great in all he does.
I like that kid.
So do I.
I say kid. He's probably my age.
He's probably your age. Probably older than you.
Probably.
But also we must. So Patreon people, thank you very much. You help out, support the show, and help me pay the assholes that do my social media and stuff. Oh wait, that's Dave. I love that Friday email here, Shay.
Yeah, you know what is funny? Was I with my dad? Yeah, I was with my dad. He's off on Thursdays and Fridays. He's semi-retired right now. He's looking to get out. But I texted
Wait,
you.
aren't you and I semi-retired?
Yeah, you would assume, right? My wife told me I could semi-retire the other day. I was like, nice. No, I was with him, and then you texted me back, and you're like, oh, bad timing on the text, and I was giggling to myself. And my dad's like, what's so funny? I was like, yeah, Jimmy hates when I send him, every Friday I send him an invoice to pay me for social media.
I think you time it with, I'll open up a bill that I'm not ready, and as I'm opening up the bill, going, oh fuck, I owe this next week. My phone goes.
I typically wait till about 2-3 in the afternoon for whatever reason. It was like 11:30 in the morning, and I was like, let me get this out of the way in case I get busy. And you're like, man. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Your text for that is like one of those bad holding calls in the first.
And by the way, for everybody listening, it's not a text. I don't send him like, hey, Jimmy, pay me.
Comes up on
it's
me
Venmo who says, hey, here's a request from your social media manager, Dave. Like,
if you think I would discuss my business on the show in a negative way, it's all in jest. It just that's the way it is.
My favorite of all time was me sending you one, and you didn't get back to me for about, I don't know, like 3 or 4 hours, and I clicked the remind button by accident. I swear to God, I didn't do it on purpose. And you're like, hey, easy with the reminders.
Well, usually because in the past you have not been paid by certain people on Venmo.
Sure,
and you complained privately, and then all of a sudden I was like, maybe I was taking a long shower, and I didn't give it to you right away. And all of a sudden you're like, hey, what's going on, bro? And I was like, wait a minute, I called an immediate timeout.
Yeah, 30 seconds.
I went right up to the mound. Give me the ball. You are out. But yeah, that Venmo shit. Anyway, so yeah, let's see now. Don't forget. This is therapy for me, right? My goal here, I have a big show in Avenel on April 18th. Not only am I mired in a slump with Patreon, I'm mired with, we're stuck at ticket sales. We're just starting to promote it. It's on Good Friday. Great date by me. Yeah, God bless. And I realize I've been looking at some of the people that are doing shows, and I'm like, I have to draw more than they do. I think Joe Mattery's had 95 people. I have to get more than 95 people.
You'll get more than 95 people. You know who's? It's funny. I have to get back to the Denellen Theater and talk to a live person to get you in there, because they're bringing in a decent heavy hitter in the middle of March. You know who Rich Voss is?
Yeah, he's definitely a heavy hitter.
I love him. I've seen him plenty of times at the Stress Factory. He'll be in Denellen, which is my hometown. Well, not my hometown, where I currently reside. But yeah, I got to get you back there. I feel like we can really pack that place. I feel like, I don't know. I just have a feeling that we'd be better.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to middle for a guy like Rich Voss. I don't know how he operates. Some guys only have 2 guys go up. That's the thing. I'm not on any. Somebody contact me, and I've been in discussion with him about going on some tour. But I can't leave for like 6 months going on and making $50 a show.
Well, what are you trying to do? You want to go on a cruise ship? Like, what are you trying to do?
I don't have, my material's not good for cruise ships. You got to be like clean and neat, and I just can't. I can't leave. I can't leave for a month to go on cruise ships. I can't do that.
If the money was green, you would do it.
I don't know. I don't want to be on a cruise ship for a month. I got my daughter. Where am I going? Oh, you couldn't do it.
Hey, Jimmy, we're going to give you $500 a show. Just make sure you're there every night for the next, I don't know, we got 5 nights a week. $2,500. It'll make about $10,000. But if you don't want to go, if you want to hang home, you can. I would absolutely jump all over that.
Hey, honey, I'm going on a cruise.
It's funny.
You're going to go up to your wife and say, honey, I'm going on a cruise ship to do a podcast. I'll be back in 6 weeks. Take care. Bye. Click.
Well, if the money was right, she'd probably consider. But
money ain't going to be right enough. Bro.
In that same breath, I have shifted my own personal goals, right? And you could probably attest to this. No, you could probably attest to this, because when you're a wrestling guy, and you my wrestling personality and commentating AEW and WWE and TNA, and those are the nationally syndicated big juggernauts of wrestling. I don't know if I ever would want to go that road, because then you're never home ever. And I'm just like, no, I love my family. I can't be away from my family. where did I go? Nashville, Tennessee for like a bachelor party like last year or 2 years ago. I forget how long ago it was, but like I was supposed to go for 4 days. After day 1.5, I'm like, I gotta get out of here.
Right.
Like this is, I gotta
it's
get
hard,
home.
but
Like,
listen, that happens to a lot of. It could happen.
But
to
I'm
one
saying,
of us.
what I'm telling you is that the money was astronomical.
I would only move. I would only move away from my daughter if it was a TV show that shot in L.A. and I would have to come back. I'd be the guy flying out Friday night, coming home for 2 days, and flying back Sunday night. That would be me.
I could see that.
You got to do it. You got to do it. But of course, those are things that probably won't happen anyway.
Love the positivity.
The positive. Jimmy Palumbo. I still listen. Bottom line is April 18th at Avenel Performing Arts Center. Go to Avenel Performing Arts Center and get tickets. My social media guy Dave is going to be promoting this as we move along. But I definitely
don't forget, listen, your co-hosts are great too. The people that are opening up for you are great. Ryan and Lizzie.
Liz Glazer is great.
Glazer, yeah.
I'm telling you, you're going to love Liz. And we're really doing it as a co-headlining show. I'm going to give those people a decent amount of time. They deserve it. And they're funny. So it's all about Jimmy Palumbo and friends, like it's some shitty folk album. But of course, speaking of our careers, chasing miracles here. If you go to chasingmiracles.com, put the patches on. They're no needles. They're non-invasive. They help you out internally, all kinds of stuff. So check them out, chasingmiracles.com. Talk to Tommy and Donna. They're great things. I wear them. My mom wears them. She's starting to feel a little bit better. So hopefully she continues to wear them. Her friends use them for their knees and their.
You know who really should wear them? Giancarlo Stanton.
Giancarlo. We're going to get to that in a second. We'll just get to it now. This show's all over the place. It's okay though. Giancarlo. Oh my God. I don't understand. Like he said, he had the same injury last year and he was the best player in the playoffs. And so why can't he just like play that way and play hurt? Like, what are you talking about?
He's a freaking DH too. Like, can we talk about that for a second? Like,
and it's like both
swing
elbows. You know what I mean? It's like swing the bat. You can't just like when you hit the ball 500 feet, you just go like, my elbows. Just walk around. Hopefully, but Aaron Boone made it sound like we don't care about April baseball. Let's get him back. And he got some plasma injections. But I mean, you know what happens with Giancarlo though? It takes him like 7 months to get back into it. He looks like a rusty old gate. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden he's the best player.
Got him. DJ LeMahieu's hurt on his first spring at bat.
Starting to feel bad for this guy, man.
He's just run down and broken. That's it. Like
he's got 2 more years at $15 million apiece. You know, people hate Giancarlo Stanton's contract, but man, at least the Marlins were paying some of it.
We gave DJ all that money just based off his performance, and then all of a sudden he can't stay healthy.
He hasn't done. Yeah, health. Listen, you could talk about health in sports. As a matter of fact, there should be a documentary on this. Players that were awesome and just got hurt. You can even like players that got. Like a guy like Mattingly. Mattingly was he was like LeMahieu, best hitter in baseball. Kind of hurt his back, and it was done. You know,
done.
I think Billy Sims on the Lions was an awesome running back. Supposedly he blew out his knee and he could never come back.
And that's why the age of all these players, it's getting younger and younger. When like I had somebody debating with me about receiver in the NFL who's looking to get paid. T. Higgins of the Bengals, right? He's wide receiver 2 behind Jamar Chase. And he's like, yeah, well, he's going to be 27. And I was like,
it's crazy.
Are we in the twilight years at 27 now?
Well,
does it keep getting lower and lower? Like, that's insane.
Baseball,
and that's
baseball has their stats about after you turn, I think it's 33. Like everyone, they have these algorithms of all through like baseballreference.com. Like after you're 33, your stats, like everyone just drops. And that's why some of these contracts, when a guy ends up being
just going to say that
like 38, but you know what there's also, they say that they make their money earlier on in that. And you know, that's the big thing. The reason why Soto, I don't care what anybody says. The reason why Soto got all this money is because he'll be 35 when it's done. So he'll be at not pretty close to that number.
Judge will be pushing 40 when his contract's
which we'll see. But if he doesn't get hurt, that's why I always give, people bust Eli Manning's balls because he wasn't that good, blah, blah, blah. But I'm sorry. I think football, staying healthy and not getting hurt. I know you can have a freak injury. I know I get it. But I think, staying healthy in the NFL is Bill Belichick
said the best ability is availability.
Yeah.
Like if you're available, you're the guy. Like that.
Right.
That's huge.
And even Peyton Manning went on a long run until the end, and then he came back as half the player. Of course, I'm frozen now, sitting here. I don't know when that'll kick back in, but I think the audio is still good.
Yeah, your audio is good, and you're probably getting a phone call. That's usually what happens with me. I think you use your camera as a phone, if I'm not, or your phone as a camera. Yeah.
So someone's calling me.
Sometimes somebody calls you and interrupts a little service there, but there you go. You're back.
So I should put it on. Do
not disturb.
Do not disturb. But of course, I didn't do that because I'm a jerk off. So I'm pissed off about the Yankees with LeMahieu and Stanton. First of all, I'm a bad Yankee fan now because like Stanton, when he's on the lineup, I'm watching airline disasters. You know what? That's too close to what's been happening lately, man. That's true. First of all, how happy are you? How happy are you if you're the executive producer of that show? And disasters, all of a sudden, like, honey, we got like we're going to be on the air for years now because there's an accident every 5 minutes.
Crazy.
But yeah, I'm so pissed off. I just love watching Stanton bat. I love it. And LeMahieu, it's like, please. I also let's talk about our Knicks. I know Knicks were down by 19 against a lousy team and barely won in overtime. I'm convinced of this Knicks team. I'm calling it now. I've been calling it all year. Second round, they're going to lose. Won't even go 7. There's something about this team that I don't know. Hopefully Mitchell Robinson gets in the groove by then. But he's another guy. Mitchell Robinson, really good.
You can't rely on Mitchell Robinson to be the answer to all our prayers here.
He's
gonna provide some assistance, for minutes and
how easy it is to score on the Knicks. People just waltz down the lane.
Defense is
right. So I think Mitchell Robinson is a key cog, but he's another guy. He plays like 9 games a year. He always gets hurt. But they're 2 games back of the Celtics. It looks like they're going to be the 3 seed, and it looks like they'll be playing the Pistons. If you look at the standings, it's probably going to be the Pistons in the first round.
Knicks will beat up some bad teams, but when it comes to playing Boston, we said this last week, Boston or any of these upper elite teams, they've struggled, and they've struggled defensively. And specifically when they play Boston, I'm always like, wow, does Boston? It's not even like it's not bad defense. It's that Boston just chooses on that night to never miss a shot, and it's crazy. They shoot like 90% from the court. I'm just like, I don't care how good your defense is; they're not missing.
If they play the Celtics, I guess it'll be what, second round, right? No, third.
No, it would be the finals, Eastern Conference Finals, probably. When you're
somebody, we'll see what the Knicks. I don't know something about this team. I watch it. Of course, I'm excited. MSG's back on Optimum.
I saw that as soon as I signed up for Fubo TV. All of a sudden, everything comes back.
My Rutgers McScarlet Knights.
Did you get the email today, Jimmy? I got the email for no reason whatsoever.
What happened? Oh no, Rutgers football
season tickets. Season tickets now on sale. I got the email. I'm like, great.
By the way, they're like $8, and you get you're on the 30-yard line. Rutgers hoops lost a brutal game last week. Michigan
done. I'm
just, and then I got to read this article in today's paper, in today's online thingy, because there's no more Star Ledger, which who likes that?
There's no more Star Ledger?
No,
that was my dad's paper. Saving money now. Look at that.
I still get the post.
Of course you do.
So it cost me $1,000 a month, but I still get it. No, but then I got to read an article. This is why I hate the Rutgers fan base. I got to read an article about what a huge draw Ace Bailey and Harper are on the road. People waiting for autographs outside. We're not going to make the NIT. Are you kidding me? This season's been a disaster. And again, in this player-only league, the NBA, and I told you, as soon as the players get control of the league sucks. And I'm guessing within 10 years, the NFL will be that way, and then that league will suck.
It's the same shit. You're talking about Ace Bailey and Harper as if it's the same thing that Caitlin Clark was doing for Iowa. You know what I mean? She was just anywhere she went, she sold out.
But
Iowa,
Caitlin
right?
Clark
I'm wrong on that. It's Iowa, right?
Iowa. But Caitlin Clark was one of the best players in the country, and she scored like 70 points a game.
Well, I'm saying, isn't Bailey supposed to be a top 10 lottery pick or whatever the fuck?
We have two.
Wouldn't you want to meet him and see him and see what it's all about?
and go watch his 3 for 17 performance.
I'm not saying he's going to ball out. I'm saying it's who he is and why they're touting him that way.
They don't play well for us. I'm a Rutgers fan. I don't think.
You think Rutgers gives a shit right now? They know it's a lost season, but guess what? Rack's still going to be jumping every time those guys are on the court. So,
well, guess what?
Selling their tickets.
You know what? They get paid.
I still have yet to be at a game, so I haven't seen it yet. But
I never saw 2 players that should stay another year in college, but Harper and Bailey. I'm just disgusted. The season sucks. Anyway, annoyed my soul.
I think that's a more likely thing nowadays, and I'm not saying they're going to do it because of NIL.
But someone has to write a massive check.
Well,
in every poll, they're being selected number 2 and 3. This is the first time I'm happy.
So then there's no shot for them to stay.
Exactly right.
They're gonna get drafted by the freaking Memphis Grizzlies or some shit, and they're gonna make a Nike deal. It's gonna pay them for the rest of their lives.
All right, and you'll never. And I predict. I said this before. These 2 guys, I watched them play,
and you know what?
They're not. If they're good in the NBA, I'll be the first one to say, "Boy, was I wrong." I also won't care because they were only here 1 year, and to me, they're.
You know what's going to be great,
you know what? I'm just a frustrated fan.
You know what's going to be great, though? In September, when you and I are at the Rutgers' first home game against, I don't know, fucking Temple or some shit, like, or it's going to be some round-away game.
Right.
Where the big Jumbotron's going to come up, and you're going to see Kyle Monungai, right? And you're like, oh, wow, he's in the NFL now. And then they're going to show Bailey and Harper.
Right.
And everybody's going to cheer. That's what you hold your hat on when your team sucks. That's really what it breaks down to. You have to have pride in these guys that are born and raised or bred by New Jersey. And I know Harper and Bailey weren't like products of the state, but I would say it's the most exciting thing that Rutgers basketball's had in years.
At Penn State, if you play 1 year and they finish 6-6, when you go to a Penn State game and they're going, "Oh my God, that tight end we had for 1 year, he's on the Steelers. He doesn't play, but he's on the Steelers." It just makes you a loser. Rutgers, you know what? I'm getting shirts. I'm getting shirts. That's going to say, Rutgers, we don't win enough. That's really what it is. That's really what it is. Like, if I was in charge of NIL money and I was a big spender, I'd be like, "I'm so sorry. I need your check. Just want to let you know, though, we don't win enough. We don't win enough in softball, chess, lacrosse, football, traffic. Anything."
Wrestling team is stout.
And you know what? They're stout. They're like having their greatest season ever. They're 8th in the country. They're 7th in the Big Ten.
I do want to give a shout out to Paz, who's unfortunately injuries have piled up, and he's going to be ending his wrestling career at Rutgers. But he's got a lot of cool plans ahead.
Good for him, man. He
won't like me revealing this, but he got as soon as he announced that he wasn't being used anymore and they were going to shut him down. He actually got offers right away to come coach at some big schools. Right. So he's got the future by the ball still, and I love it.
But again, that's a Rutgers guy. He's been there a hell of a long time, and he's
Colonia guy.
Great wrestler. And speaking of that, what do you think of this Knox kid in New Jersey? This wrestler, you been hearing about this?
So I briefly saw a headline. Did he get in some kind of scuffle in the crowd or something like that?
By the way,
I don't know all the details.
He's a senior. He's won 3 state titles.
Sure.
He's only lost 1 match.
Sure. Okay.
And in the sectionals, sectionals, I think it was. He's very cocky, and his dad's an ex-MMA guy. Okay. And he's so good. He crushes people. He doesn't win 3-2. Everybody's noses bleed.
He gets a bunch of tech falls and shit.
But he does it on purpose. He'll bait the guy so he get he wants. It's brutal.
Where is he wrestle?
For St. John Vianney High School.
Okay. And he's being disqualified from the States,
because after he won, fans started to yell stuff and boo him a little bit. But his dad, supposedly there was racial slurs. I don't know if there was, nor do I care. The dad ran into the stands and started jawing with people. And then
Ron Artest.
Yeah, and then Knox ran in and started punching people. And both of them got arrested. So they got let out in handcuffs. So what happens is you get banned, but then they went to the courts and the judge and they pushed it back. And so people were bummed because they want to see him become a 4-time state championship, which I think 3 or 4 guys have done in the history of wrestling in New Jersey. And he's going to Cornell, which is a very good wrestling team. And but I was like, wow, if you get in a fight like that, should you be banned? But the court system, they push it back. So the court date is after the finals.
Oh, well, then he's good.
He wrestled last weekend. Now this weekend will be he won the regionals. Now the states are this weekend. But I'm told, one guy wrote on one of the blogs I was reading about it. Like, he goes, I don't recall a wrestler that good where everyone in the stands is rooting against him, but he's so good. Like, he smokes people, but he's just a cocky kid. He says, even if I lose, I'm still going to be cocky. It's the way he is. I don't really know much about it. I don't know how I feel about that.
I saw the headline. I looked at the kid.
Make a mistake.
He looks like your prototypical Gen Z curly-haired fucking douchebag. But like, again, if he's dominating wrestling,
right? But if you look up your dad's, in the middle of a melee.
Listen, if my dad ran into the crowd and started like tussling with some fan, I would be right up there next to him. That's just the way it is.
That's how it is. So that's why I gotta give him a shot. But listen, all that aside, whether he's a jerk off or not, this guy's only lost one match. You should see him.
Pretty damn good.
I want to. The guy I won on our show is the one guy who beat him. That's the guy.
Let's get his dad on. Let's talk to him.
Let's get him on. MMA guy. So that's wild there. Also, what else? I went skiing last week.
Jesus. Well, at least you're alive to talk about it.
Oh,
you didn't jump on the skis, did you?
I dude. First of all, I didn't know. People like, make sure you loosen up in the morning. I grabbed a cup of coffee, hopped in my buddy's car. We went an hour and 45 minutes. I slapped the boots on, put them on. My boots, I felt, first of all, I think Olympic sport should be Jimmy putting on his ski boots. It's excellent competition. The boot was in the early lead right off the bat. I was like,
it's like watching you put on your spikes.
Oh my God, it's even worse. Triple it. And I couldn't figure it out. And I went to the boot lady after I skied. My feet were hurting. It was very icy at Hunter Mountain. I've been to Hunter Mountain since I'm 21 when it was like, DJs with skis. And I was like, it was a lot of fun back then there in the Hunter Mountain Rocks. But it was very icy. I was so terrified of falling because the ground seemed like it was like macadam. And I'm like, if I fall here, I'm definitely going to need a quick timeout. I was like, so I skied like such a wuss. I got a little groove going in the second half. But then you know what happens? You take a little break. And they're serving Bloody Marys. They got an awesome bar. There's a band playing. I'm like,
can't take a break, man. You can't sit.
I was like, my feet were hurting me. Next thing you know, I'm having a couple of cocktails. And that'll do it here. So I did about 8 runs and I packed it in and we drove home. It was a good time. But the next day, I had to play pickleball. I couldn't. I felt 60 is the new 90. I was like a statue. I was like, oh my God, bumbles, bounce. It was brutal. But I got it done. So I enjoy skiing. I just can't do it like I used to anymore. I suck. And I used to be pretty good at skiing.
There's a better chance of, I don't even know what, like the Cowboys winning the Super Bowl this year coming up than me ever putting on skis.
You never skied your whole life?
No.
You know what? I got to tell you.
I'm built top heavy. I just feel like it's just a recipe for disaster.
I think one of the most difficult things in the world to do is for an adult to learn how to ski. Every now and then you'll see someone like, to me, if your kids, Natalie skied a few times. I just wanted her to, so she was familiar with it. She wasn't that good. She was little. But if you can get your kids to ski a little bit, that way, if people are going away for the weekend, she's not a complete, or a mile.
Get your ass in a snow tube and have yourself a day. That's what I say. Get in a little donut thing and just go.
So one of Miles' friends is, Dad, can I go skiing? And he'll say yes. Go to Hunter Mountain. He'll be partying like you did on skis.
Speaking of parties, it's now March 4th. On March 1st, this past Saturday, like, we're doing leprechaun shit already. Like the people are up in Jersey City and Hoboken. Belmar had their Sunday. Shit. I'm like, God damn, you fake ass Irish people! Like you're coming out of the woodwork. Crazy. Any excuse to drink, it's insanity.
I think this weekend is a big one somewhere. Pearl River or one of them.
I went. You know where I went over the weekend? I went to this. It's called Brewology. It was at the Liberty Science Center for adults. They shut it all down 7:00. Adults go in there. 58 New Jersey, New York, and like tri-state area breweries are there to sample all the beers.
Oh wow!
God damn! We got in there at 7:00. 7:50.
7 a.m. You guys?
No. At night. It's nighttime. So 7:50. Somebody asked me something, and I was like, and you're like, what? And I was like, holy shit, I can't talk already. Like this is nuts.
You know why? Some of
But
those
by 10 o'clock, I was all good. I was like, all right, I'm done.
Some of those IPAs are like,
oh yeah, I would go up to him like, I go up to one of the breweries. I'm like, well, what do you got? He's like, well, we got the 5%er, the 6%er, and then we have the 18%er over here. I'm like, let me try that. What's the harm? You know,
you know what I hate about these brew pub? They have a lot of them around here where they're like, there's rules. They can't really serve food because you're not a restaurant.
Right.
Which they got to do. That's so stupid. Anyway.
They have like the Wet Ticket Brewery in Rahway is right next door to Nancy's Townhouse Pizzeria. So they allow you to go next door to get pizza and bring it in.
Exactly right.
And
it's the opposite of like BYO. Yeah. It's like BYOF.
Yeah, bring your own F, yeah.
But you know what sucks? You go to a place and it's nice. There's TVs on and everything. But if you don't like the beer, like some of the beers suck. And
here's the thing where all these like when you sample this shit, they only give you like cups like that big, right? So it's not that big. But like if you start sampling, you're like, oh God, right? There are like Home Depot buckets at everything, and you just pour it out and go to the next one.
Yeah,
like,
I don't like some of those sour beers.
The sour ones get me kind of shitty, but like the Guinness, whatever that's called, the stouts and like the darker beers. Right. I had one and I was like, well, now I know either my throw up is going to be magically delicious or it's going to,
I got back into lager. So I want like good old fashioned, like German style.
Lager. I'll do.
But some of those, anyway, I've always feel like that's a phase that's going to go away. We're going to be like, remember you used to have brew pubs?
Well, in 2020, that's the only reason why I know what an IPA is. When everybody was locked down, all I would do was go to the liquor store and try the newest beers. There was nothing to do, so all I would do is drink.
There you go. Of course, I had my flask at Hunter Mountain. Good evening, everybody. It's a good one. Which, of course, since Dave probably threw up on his carpet, he had 50
I did not,
and that means Oxy Magic. USA.com, OXY MagicUSA.com. Listen, the best carpet cleaners in the world. Their average dry time is about 2 hours. They're all green sealed. The guy comes, he moves the furniture for you a little bit. My carpets look like shit. They were spotless when they were done. The price is very reasonable. They're also offering 0% financing, which of course Dave and I have that on speed dial. And
just in case,
go check it out. Talk to Tom and Natalie about either owning a franchise or getting your carpets cleaned here at Shea. The Oscars.
It sounds like something you would do. Like, how was your Saturday night? Saturday night. Got a couple drinks, got my carpets cleaned, if you know what I'm saying. It's like get your carpets clean.
It's carpet clean day. The Oscars, we didn't really get to finish the Anora. I loved it. I only got a couple of movies this year. I didn't like Wicked. I love the play. Something about that movie, it didn't work for me. I was like, oh, I must be the only one.
I can't imagine how much money they made though.
Made a lot. Yeah, that's for sure. But Anora, you got to remember, percentage-wise, made a lot of money because it probably only spent $2 million to make that thing. I forgot the guy, Sean Baker, the director. He's from Somerville. He's a Jersey boy, and he did a movie called Florida Project. Have you ever seen that?
No.
Oh, it's a cool movie, man. It's about like shitty hotels outside of Orlando, where in the 60s and 70s, that's where people would go before they started to build these crazy hotels. People would drive down, stay at like a motor lodge or a 3-level hotel, a little outside of the Disney World. And now they're all, Section 8 housing in these hotels and stuff. And it just is really a slice of life of that world. And the two little kids were excellent actors. And the ending is very powerful. And I realized that was the guy who directed that. I'm like, oh, man, I wonder why this movie Anora is great. And it's got Mikey Madison, who's wonderful in it. She's a hottie. And the Russian actors are great. It's a great movie. I love the ending. And if you see it, it'll be on Netflix, I'm sure. You'll watch this one because Mikey Madison wants to talk it over early on.
That's what Google's for as well, instead of watching a movie.
Trust me, you will like this movie. I guarantee it.
Watching Reacher. Reacher should win Best Picture.
Reacher. Nora's. You'll like it. I'm telling you.
Right.
And Conan O'Brien. You know what?
What happened with Conan?
No,
he the host?
He was the host. I'm just not a fan of him, really. I don't know. I don't understand. I guess he's like a TV host and film thing. I hate when I guess, listen, that's a tough job. I guess he did okay. I giggled at a few things he said. Busted balls here and there. But I don't get the whole, they do all these singing numbers. They do the like sing songs, and like film is it's a visual medium. It's film. And I don't want that, like, do that at the Tonys. I don't want to see people singing it there. And by the way, I aged in dog years from the start of the Oscars because I think I was like 81 when it ended, because there's all these stars and I don't know who any of them are. Like,
same thing I think about when the Grammys come around. They're like, oh, best new album. Right. I'm like,
there's some singer name. Her name is just Lisa. You know who that is?
No.
Okay, I'm like, all right. Usually it's like Lisa G or Lisa. This is just Lisa. Okay.
Friggin' Prince.
And years ago there was a Lisa. There was a Lisa band, I think, in the 80s.
That rings a bell.
Right. So I was like, who are these people? And some of them have gotten work done. They look like, I don't know I don't know who anybody was.
Well, what's her face from Wicked doesn't even look like her anymore. Ariana Grande.
Right. What happened
she looks like they look like they haven't given her a meal in like 3 years.
I was just weird to me. Anyway,
they're all drinking.
They should show clips of the movies, explain the movies more. But listen, but another thing happens to me. This is so bad. I can't believe I'm going to reveal this, but I have to. I get, as an actor, right? I've been acting 33 years. Like, I get brutally depressed watching award shows because I feel so far away. I'm in my condo in Mahwah, New Jersey, and I'm watching the Oscars, all these unbelievably talented people, and I feel like I am on Mars. That's how far away I am. Like, I didn't even audition for any of these movies. All
right, so I gotta ask though. I just because I don't know what you do on the day-to-day, who you market to, I don't know. But like, when one of these best pictures, right? What's the name? Nora or whatever? Nora. Right. So when that's in production or starts to be, are you alerted? Do you know that there's a casting call for it? Well, is there a casting call for it?
There is a casting thing, but I wasn't right for anything in a Nora.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, so and I'm not calling you typecasted. I'm just saying, like,
it's still a feeling of there's a lot goes into.
Oh, dude, trust me. Every week or every pay-per-view I watch on wrestling, I'm just like, God damn, dude. Like,
no, you just feel it's weird.
Many people,
I got an email from some marketing this actress who runs acting classes. And it was one of those things. She wrote.
You need acting classes, Jimmy?
No, she wrote about the headline of the email was like, "Are you depressed after watching the Oscars? Come to our feel good seminar."
It's a sales
right,
pitch.
Sales pitch. But I felt that way. It's weird.
You're like that guy at 2 a.m. when those commercials come on. You're like, are you this? And you're like, yeah. And they're like, would you like to do this and change your life? Yeah. You get really excited.
No, it's brutal. It's like, oh shit. But I don't know. I shouldn't feel that way. A lot of actors say, Jimmy, you're doing all right. But I've been really, speaking of acting, I've been definitely in the worst slump right now I've had my whole career right now. I am definitely like my Patreon. I'm mired. Mm-hmm. But I have this new manager. It's so weird. I was with like the New York Yankees of managers, but I realized that I was at the end of the bench, not playing. And this new manager I have really likes to break things down. Like, Jimmy, I don't know why you're not getting auditions. I've been submitting you. Let's look at your headshots. She's very like, she's doing proactive. She's proactive. If something's wrong, I'm going to get on the phone with your agents. I'm going to let's see, because you have to click on a certain photograph. I got like 4 photographs up on the system of casting, and it's called Actors Access. And so, in other words, if I have a non-smiling one and I get auditions there, then they know that headshot is working better or whatever. And then it's casting director. So she sent me a list of all the submissions. I never got one of those from my other manager. And I'm like, wow, I know a lot of casting directors here. But what I don't know is what the role was. I see the role name, but a lot of times maybe it was beyond my reach. It was not in my wheelhouse. But it's brutal. Like I got submitted 109 times. All right. And I only got 5 auditions from it. And then those 5, of course, I was 0 for 5, hit a chopper to third, checks the stitch.
I just remember you were 0 for 100.
You know what I mean? Point, so and then so it's like
that was the worst slump of your career.
Well, no,
the first 100.
This one's up there, man. It's like I got to get, and I feel like I'm auditioning.
Didn't you just post about the whatchamacallit coming out soon?
Well, that was from a booking.
Daredevil.
Daredevil starts today. Episode 1 and I don't know how they're doing it. I think 1 and 2 may be released now, And then next week, I believe my episode's coming out in either the 11th or the 18th will be my episode.
Do you have access to those like episodes, or
no,
you
they're
just have
crazy protective of it. Once it's up, I'll get a
What
clip.
is it going to stream on?
Disney Plus. It's a big show.
Daredevil's huge.
I'm hoping that my scenes, they went through a turmoil after they shot the second season.
Mm-hmm.
New producers came in. I just read that they kept a lot of it, and it's why I'm part of it. But I get the feeling my stuff's going to be sliced up pretty good. But you know what? I won't know. I'll know when everybody else knows. We'll definitely, me, I'm going to be with the camera, and you're going to be showing it on. Because once it's on, I don't care about sharing it. I also, there's so many movies. Did you see like Dune?
No.
Yeah, these movies are huge box office numbers. I didn't see Dune 1 or 2. Part of me's like, okay, I got to go watch Dune 1 and 2. There you go. Tyson Hogan, my only fan in the world, coming in here. Can't wait to watch Daredevil. So I.
You're the one, Tyson.
Yeah, it's my one fan. But
I was waiting for your manager to be like, Jimmy, I submitted you to 109, and the analysis I'm getting is that you're not very good anymore.
Yeah. That's exactly. Let me tell you something.
Which is not true. I've seen your work.
No. Time out. But you hit a nerve there, which is that's how. In other words, it's like baseball. No. You hear guys say at the beginning of the season, a lot of guys want to get a hit on opening day. Because a lot of guys it's like game 5 and they're like 0 for 20. And like you hear a guy say, I just got to and then he'll get like a dribbler bunt, whatever that goes.
Judge won MVP. He didn't start hitting until May. So we're okay.
No, when you don't want to be 0 for 20 over a 3-game series with the Red Sox. But no, you feel like I feel right now I'm never going to book another job again, ever. My voiceover, by the way, my voiceover thing, I'm struggling there. It's really starting to bother me. Matter of fact, but now I'm being proactive. My manager spurred me on. I'm calling up my voiceover agent to say, hey, forget about creatively how you read the spot, but is it technical? Because everything's on the internet now. You just send shit away. You send it. No one actually, in other words, my agent doesn't see it or hear it.
Right.
I'm going to be like, dude, maybe I'm technically doing it shitty. The speaker's wrong. The audio levels are wrong. I don't know. It sounds good to me when I send it in. What else can you go by here at Shea?
Right.
Anyway, I get depressed watching that. I also started watching a lot of shows popping up now. I got to watch Daredevil.
A lot of shows. Have you caught any? It's funny. I find it funny. It's Running Point.
No, I saw it on the thing.
Kate Hudson. Kate Hudson's deep speed still. I don't give a shit what anybody says. She's getting older. She's getting older, but she's
a slot receiver now. But
listen, she could Julian Edelman me all day. I don't give a shit.
She doesn't.
No, but that's really funny. She becomes like the president of a professional basketball team, and it's like, oh, I don't know if a woman could do it. You know what I mean? Like,
right. I did see that pop up on my feed thing, so I will definitely check that out.
Yeah.
I'm watching 1923, which is the prequel to Yellowstone. I'm digging that. I don't know if you catch it, Harrison Ford. It's awesome. So there's just a lot of shows popping around I haven't caught up with. I'm like, they seem to be going back to that once a week reveal. I know Handmaid's Tale's coming out again.
I can't. I don't know if I could. I don't know if I dig that. Like for instance, like I'm a big fan of Reacher. Like they released the first 2. And then 2 weeks after, like a week after that, I had one. Week after that, I had one. I'm like,
because they realize
I'm like, why do they do this? But I'm like thinking to myself, like, wait, this is how it's always been. And then then binge watching became a thing.
I mean, I don't remember anybody
binging. It's good for me because it's just like, all right, Thursdays are Reacher nights for me. You know what I mean? At least you told me.
What a small world you have right there, bro. Thursday nights are Reacher nights for me. Oh my God.
Unless the Knicks or the Rangers are on, I'll watch them instead.
Knicks, Rangers, or any other sporting event. Thursday football.
Thursday night football. Yeah, once football's back, it's over.
And of course, speaking of strikeouts, Absolute Eyewear. Craig and Johnny Michaud, 42 Main Street, Eyewear, Palace of the Gods. Go check it out. They're in Woodbridge, New Jersey, 732-326-3937. They have everything there. Charles Oakley hangs out, shoots hoops with Craig. $100 off a complete pair.
Says it so nonchalantly now. He's out there shooting, Fred practices free throws. Craig's still striking out.
Just so you know, they have Oakley glasses for kids, but to me it's funny. Charles Oakley hangs out there. Go check them out; they're really good. Absolute Eyewear.
Well, Bernard King and Amari Stoudemire were just at Woodbridge Brewery. So
Oakley was there once a couple months ago, right?
I know the fact that we didn't go is almost criminal.
So stupid. I know, but they were like $90.
Speaking of Absolute Eyewear and speaking of being St. Patrick's Day area, is there a thing happening this year or what?
Yes,
because I never go. I never go, and I have to.
I think it's this Sunday.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah.
All right.
I may bring my daughter. I'll let you know that.
Maybe I'll bring the whole family.
You've never been there?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's a good time.
I know. Right. I see pictures every year.
It's good. Totally worth it. It's you come back. The only thing is you got to leave. You got to park. You got to walk a little bit. Depending on the weather. One year it was really cold. One year it rained. I think one year it snowed. They do a great job at that. It's really a nice. It's a fine day at Absolute Eyewear. Matter of fact, I think it's this Sunday. Or it could be the following Sunday. It's the Woodbridge Main Street Parade, whenever that is. Go check it out. Maybe Tyson Hogan will fly up for the Absolute Eyewear. But go check that out. Also, in exciting Palumbo news, and this show is all over the map. I'm aware of it. I met my cousin Michael, had a son years ago named Christopher Jack Palumbo, and he married Bree, and they had a baby boy named Nicholas Jack Palumbo, and I got to meet him. Bree brought the little baby over to my mom, who's still recovering from the hip surgery. She's definitely on the injury reserve for a little bit. And man, it was just so great to see there's something about a little baby. We haven't had him since Natalie. There's been no youth movement here at Shea. And I was able to hold the little baby and, pat his back. And he cried for a little bit, but I settled him down, walked him around my mother's
shook
place.
him up a little bit.
I shook him up a little bit. I'm good with kids. I don't know. I've always been good with kids. I don't know why. My voice or something. I don't know. Raspy.
Oh, yeah. Soothing.
And it is. I swear to God. I was like the baby whisperer here in Ramsey. But it was so great. I totally thank Bree and for bringing the baby over. It was funny to see all the new equipment they have now and all the different things. Every generation has it's like the same stuff, but like more technical, and she was great. She let us hold the baby. Some moms get weird about that, but she didn't care. My mother held the baby, so she's a great aunt, I guess, right? How that works. No, she's a great aunt. Excuse me. So that was awesome. So a big shout out to Nicholas Jack, and he looks like he's going to be a big right-hander. We can't wait to see him.
Did you get him to sign up for Patreon or no?
I know. First of all kids need to be signing up for Patreon. I can't rely on Darryl Clark and Tyson Hogan's family. The Trino effect. Tyson cracks me up. Also, don't forget cornholelevel.com. Right here. I know Dave's cornhole. My cornhole's been struggling. Right here. There it is. Hook it on right there. The whole thing. Blah, blah, blah. What excitable ad for cornhole.
The reads get bigger and bigger every week.
Cornholelevel.com. If you put in JP Show, you get a discount. I got to talk to him. About he's going to be renewing soon enough. And you know what? What else did I want to say? I had one other thing. What I want to go through. I made notes here. You know what? That's about it. So what did we learn today?
Don't go skiing as an adult.
Don't go skiing as an adult. I get depressed watching award shows. I haven't got a booking in a long time, although I did book a video thing, but that was something second.
Didn't you say you just did a video game or some shit?
Yeah, but I booked the second day. I booked it on March 27th, but that's part of another booking, so that don't count. So it's a really good. Oh, Call the Midwife. Look at Tyson. Okay, Call the Midwife. Best show on television. I've been saying it for years. The 13th season. Thank you very little.
I would rewatch Entourage before I watched Call the Midwife, and rewatch Entourage for the 15th time around.
You'll see when maybe you get a little older. And I guarantee you.
I hear. Listen, I couldn't even tell you who's in Call the Midwife or what it looks like or whatever. But it feels like Call the Midwife is the show that they show to Coach Lou when he's recovering in the hospital in Major League, where he's like, here's some tragic stuff. You know what I mean?
No, it's not. It's beautiful. It's great.
Listen to you. It's beautiful.
You
know what's beautiful? This is what's beautiful.
The Z's lead it 8-7 in this.
I'm kidding.
We got to put up. I can't wait. It's just so bad. All right. Well, listen. next week's show, maybe we're going to have Ed Zucker on, former Rutgers basketball player, see where Rutgers starts if they qualify for the Big Ten tournament. Because they're probably going to lose today. They're playing Purdue.
Wait a minute. Is there a shot they missed the Big Ten tournament?
They're a game up with 2 to play.
Oh, my God.
I doubt it. A lot of things, put it this way, a lot of things would have to go. First of all, they'll probably lose tonight. Purdue's ranked 10th. And then they have Minnesota at home Sunday. If, God forbid, they lost that game and they finished 7-13 in league, if 2 of the teams won 2, I don't know what the tiebreakers are, but they didn't clinch shit. But I think by the time after tonight, even if they lose, they might have clinched to be the 16th or 15th seed.
How many fucking teams are in the Big Ten? 18.
3 don't make it.
That would be catastrophically.
But you know what's crazy? We have Harper and Bailey.
Yeah, see, told you. See, I'm excited.
It's so exciting to watch those guys play and just watch us. And then if we lose tonight, we're not going to make the NIT.
Nobody gives a shit about the NIT, by the way.
Nobody gives a shit when you don't make the Big Ten tournament. And
that's true.
Nobody's going to give a shit. The NBA is the worst ratings ever. Nobody's watching the NBA. Oh, please. All right, you know what? I'm done with the show. All right, good evening, everybody. That's it. Thanks for listening to this wonderful show, but we had some fun.
Good night, everybody.
And good night, everybody. And I will see you next week with a very special guest.
Oh, yeah.